A beloved actor. A tragic loss. A scandal that shocked an entire country. What started as a heartbreaking revelation has now become a full-blown legal and media storm. With lawsuits, asset seizures, and serious criminal accusations, Kim Soo Hyun is now facing the biggest crisis of his career. Stay with me until the end, because the latest twists in this story are too shocking to miss. After the passing of Kim Sae Ron, a well-known South Korean actress, a close family source came forward with a surprising claim. She had allegedly been in a relationship with actor Kim Soo Hyun since the age of 15. This single statement opened the door to a wave of allegations and public outrage. More people started coming forward, accusing Soo Hyun of inappropriate behavior, and the backlash from the public was immediate. Brands cut ties, TV shows and film projects were cancelled, and sponsors ripped up contracts, pulling millions in support. Soo Hyun's once shining reputation seemed to disappear overnight. In an effort to defend himself, Soo Hyun held a press conference to deny all the accusations. But his attempt backfired. The press conference was seen as awkward and unconvincing, and instead of clearing his name, it only fueled more anger. At the same time, legal action began. Not only was Soo Hyun being targeted, but his agency, gold medalist, and a controversial YouTube channel called Jae-Rim Institute also became part of the fight. The YouTube channel had originally exposed many of the claims, and now all sides were preparing for a long legal battle. The financial damage hit hard and fast. By April, 2 major advertising companies filed lawsuits against Soo Hyun. They were asking for their money back, including compensation for the losses caused by the cancelled campaigns. The total amount being claimed was over $2 million. That was just the beginning. More companies soon filed legal actions, including international brands. They too had worked with Soo Hyun and now wanted repayment and damages. By June, the lawsuits against Soo Hyun and his agency had grown to over $5.4 million, and that number is still rising. Several companies have been named. Classies, a cosmetics and skincare company, went to court and successfully seized one of Soo Hyun's expensive apartments. This property was one of 3 he had bought in the luxury Galleria 4 complex back in 2013. The reason? Soo Hyun hadn't paid the $2.19 million in penalties he owed them. Not long after, another company called Cuckoo, an electronics brand based in Malaysia, got court approval to freeze $73,500 from his bank accounts. From BIO, a health product company, sued for $2.9 million, and cosmetics brand Dinto, through its parent company Trendmaker, filed another claim worth $362,000. The ripple effect of the scandal also hit production companies. Disney, which had been working with Soo Hyun on a project titled Knockoff, had to postpone it indefinitely. Some people online even argued that every company that had worked with Soo Hyun should take legal action. Others said the $5 million in damages is far too little given his income over the years. At the same time, the controversy took a darker turn. On May 7, the legal team representing Kim Sae Ron's family held a major press conference. There, they played an audio recording in which Sae Ron could be heard saying that her first physical experience with Soo Hyun happened when she was still in middle school, around the age of 13 or 14. The attorneys claimed that this recording was clear evidence, and they announced that a criminal complaint had been filed, accusing Soo Hyun of forcing a minor to perform inappropriate acts. They also responded to Soo Hyun's earlier defamation lawsuit by filing one of their own, accusing him of spreading lies and attacking the family. One of the most shocking parts of the press conference was the claim that an informant in the United States, who had access to key evidence in the case, was approached by 2 people trying to buy that evidence. According to the lawyers, when the informant refused, he was attacked. This raised serious questions. Who were these people? Were they trying to silence witnesses? An investigation was launched into the identity of the attackers and the motive behind the incident, but then, another twist came. The South Korean consulate in New York announced that they had no record of any crime involving Korean nationals related to this case. That means this so-called attack was never reported to the authorities. Some now believe the entire incident may have been made up. This is especially concerning because the Jae-Rim Institute, which has been involved in spreading these claims, has been caught in the past sharing false information. Many people now think this alleged attack may be completely faked. As the scandal grew more complex, Soo Hyun's agency, gold medalist, strongly denied all the allegations. They claimed the audio recordings shared at the press conference were not real and had been created using artificial intelligence. They also argued that the photos and chat messages used as evidence were edited or fabricated. Even SBS journalist Kang Young-yoon supported this view. She said she had been contacted by the same informant but chose not to believe him. She described the informant as someone who couldn't be trusted and may have just wanted money. Despite this, some internet Users decided to analyze the recordings on their own. Their analysis found no signs of manipulation. According to them, the audio files hadn't been edited, and the metadata suggested they were real. This made things even more confusing, because now the public was faced with two completely different versions of reality. One said the recordings were fake and part of a conspiracy, the other said they were real and showed proof of serious wrongdoing. Adding more tension, a well-known YouTuber named Lee Jin-ho, who had previously supported So-Eun, released a video criticizing the lawyer representing Sae Ron's family. He showed pictures of the lawyer at a nightclub and suggested he wasn't a reliable professional. To make matters worse, the same lawyer was reported to the National Human Rights Commission for giving what was claimed to be incorrect legal advice. Then came a legal win for So-Hyun's side. It was confirmed that gold medalist had won a provisional court order to seize some assets owned by Kim Sae Ron, the head of Garicero Institute. The court allowed them to freeze 2 real estate properties, worth about $8 million in total. The claim involved $3 million in damages. So-Hyun himself was listed as a creditor in one of the seizures, meaning he is taking part in this legal action personally, not just through his agency. However, his team later clarified that he's only involved in the seizure of bank assets, not the real estate, because revealing his personal information to Garicero Institute might expose him to more problems. The seizure came after gold medalist filed a criminal lawsuit against Sae Ron, accusing him of spreading lies and defaming So-Hyun. The court's decision to allow the asset freeze showed that the claim had enough merit to move forward. Meanwhile, the court also issued an order banning the Garicero Institute from talking about So-Hyun. But the channel ignored the order and announced a new live broadcast about him. Viewers quickly reported this to the police, and officers showed up at the studio to issue a verbal warning. Even so, the broadcast went ahead, and Sae Ron accused the police of trying to silence free speech. Now, with so many different cases happening at once, even the authorities are struggling to keep up. On May 19, the Seoul Metropolitan Police confirmed they were currently investigating 10 separate cases related to the scandal. 7 of those were filed by So-Hyun and his legal team, while 3 came from Sae Ron's family. Because of the number of lawsuits, the different kinds of evidence, and the ongoing media war, many legal experts believe these battles could take years to resolve. Despite everything, new claims continue to surface. More companies are expected to file lawsuits for financial losses, which means So-Hyun could face additional asset seizures. On the criminal side, the progress is slower, but the potential consequences are far more serious. If any of the allegations are proven true in court, So-Hyun could face major penalties, including jail time. Public opinion remains divided. Some believe So-Hyun has done irreversible harm and should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Others believe he's being falsely accused and that much of the evidence is questionable. There's also a growing debate over whether companies like Disney should sue for damages due to their delayed productions. And then there are those who think that $5 million in lawsuits isn't enough, given how much money he's made over the years. What's clear is that the scandal has completely changed So-Hyun's public image. Once seen as a trusted and beloved actor, he's now caught in a messy and very public fight. His future in entertainment remains uncertain, and the damage to his career might already be permanent. With criminal charges on one side, defamation claims on the other, and growing legal pressure from sponsors and business partners, So-Hyun is in the middle of a legal and personal crisis with no end in sight. As of now, more evidence could still come out. The courts will eventually have to decide what's real, what's fake, and who's ultimately responsible. Until then, the scandal continues to grow, with both legal and emotional consequences for everyone involved. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share to keep the conversation going.